All right, welcome to Fit Over 40 with Coach Clarence, and I'm with Geneva Financial. I'm a senior loan officer. We do refinances, home purchases, home lines of credit. We do all of the above. We do down payment assistance. We work with different ranges of credit scores, 600 all the way to 850. So whatever you need, we are here for you. Welcome to Fit Over 40 with Coach Clarence.
If you're over 40 and want to be the best version of yourself, Fit Over 40 with Coach Clarence is here to help. Clarence Ferguson is a seasoned loan officer, fitness expert, personal chef, and entrepreneur who leads a revolution of men and women who want to live their best life going into middle age. Inspiring dialogue, challenging topics, and industry leaders are here offering tips and how-tos to improve your life. Now, here's Coach Clarence.
Welcome back. How's everybody doing? We are back live, and in studio I have a guest. Oh, we got two Lauras today. Woo! The one that we really are interested in, we're just going to talk about her, Laura Toussaint. And today my topic is Cellulite, and she's the brave volunteer who's going to talk about whatever situation she has going on. We're going to find out. So, Laura, before we start, welcome to the show, and tell us a little bit about yourself before we get into Cellulite.
Yeah, I'm so thrilled to talk.
Right? You're really here to talk about your... And by the way, Laura is single, so if any of you guys would like to maybe preview her Cellulite, this could be an option for you.
They're really excited, and they're all lining up.
Yeah.
So recently divorced, freelancing, which has actually given me some time to kind of start getting in shape again. And this is one of my banes. It's like no matter what I do, there it is. My grandma has it. My mom has it. My young girls who are 21 and 19, you can see that they're getting it. So fun.
So you mentioned what you're doing. What do you do to combat it?
I have tried many things over the years. I've tried a variety of creams, which I didn't really think worked. I tried coffee ground scrubs, and it was a big mess. Clogged up my drain.
Oh, so many jokes come to mind. Go ahead, keep going.
Oh, more? Okay.
I want to hear all of it.
I think the weirdest thing I did is I went to a naturopath who injected, I don't know what it was, but little micro injections all over the area, and then followed that with like this hand vibration thing. And I smelled like fish for like a day and a half afterwards, and I was bruised, and it was horrible. And I did it for like, I can't remember.
Did you see any results?
It was hard to tell because about the same time I started going to the gym. So there was
really hard to say what it was that was really making the difference.
I don't know that the smell and the bruising was worth it. It didn't help improve the area.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. All right. Now we're going to get a little personal here, so I'll keep it somewhat clean, Where do you find the most cellulite? And I'm going to ask you a really interesting question after you tell me.
Okay. I'm going to say thighs and I'll say flanks.
Okay. So
if I were a horse.
Okay. So when you were married, did your husband ever talk about your cellulite?
No, because I would kick his booty.
Has any man talked about your cellulite?
I don't know that what I would say is not if they were planning on.
No, but just a serious question. There's a reason I'm asking you this.
No, but I assume people look at it. And
so you think they look at it and go, oh, man.
I try and tell myself that they're looking at everything and maybe not just zoning in on that, but it is very hard. Like, I will not go into a store dressing room. That is the absolute worst lighting.
But you're in there by yourself.
I don't like to look at it. So I'm
starting to think this is more of a you issue than the men you're dating.
Well, yes.
Because most men are smart enough not to bring up your cellulite, especially if you guys are about to have an intimate moment. They're not going to ruin it and say, oh, my God, what's going on back there?
No, but, it's really more important about feeling good yourself than necessarily what other people think.
Okay. Now, you say you're back in the gym, so what are you doing in the gym?
Well, I try and do more than 10,000 steps a day. You said
the fatal word. I love this. We're going to get into this.
And then I do weight training.
What kind of weight training do you do?
I like free weights because on the machines, my dominant hand or arm cheats. So I like to do the dumbbells or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. And I try and eat well, but
what is a typical day in your eating like?
Well, this morning it was overnight oats and coffee.
Okay, I like it. And what have you had since?
Nothing.
And what time did you eat breakfast?
I try and do like 10:30.
Okay. What time do you wake up?
5:30.
Okay, so you got about 5 hours before you put anything in.
Yes.
Is that on purpose, or is that because
Yes.
there's intermittent fasting? Are
Yes.
you doing that on purpose?
I am.
Okay, and
I've
how's
had
that working?
results with that.
Okay.
So
Okay. And what do you plan on eating the rest of the day? Because you're now at 2. It's like 2:40.
salad, chicken, salmon.
Okay, and what do you plan on having for dinner? Because I'm noticing a pattern here, and it's pretty common with people who, and it's not your fault. It's just how you are fed through the media what you should be doing. But go ahead. This will be good for you. You're going to walk out here with some gems.
You know what? Dinner is usually, have you seen that one commercial? It's like, I'm going to have a big lunch and something small for dinner.
Please
I
don't
can't
say
tell
like
you.
3 peanuts
Dinner's
and
like
then
a
you
graze.
beat yourself up.
I just like open the refrigerator or the cabinets and eat a little something. But I try and be done by like 8 p.m.
What does eat a little something mean? Because I don't know what's in your cabinets.
Okay, so it could be peanut butter and chocolate chip sandwich on
Okay.
whole wheat.
Wait, what? You have a peanut butter and chocolate chip sandwich?
Uh-huh.
I've never heard that.
Well, you
Okay.
know.
Wow. Okay, this is interesting. So wait a minute. Break that down. So you got 2 pieces of whole wheat, and then
No, one, it's a half a
a half a
sandwich.
sandwich. Okay, open face.
Well, I fold it in half so the peanut butter doesn't get me messy.
You are really putting a lot of thought into this. I love it. So you're like, if I fold it in half, it won't spill on me. There's a lot going on here. We
Yeah.
may need a little more time today, Brian. Okay, keep going. No, there's no judgment. We're going to get into it. This is good.
Yeah, and sometimes a salad, Greek yogurt, I like that. The
Okay.
Fayek, it's got like 20% protein. Sometimes I'll mix some Nutella in there, which will probably
More
negate.
peanut
You
butter.
can see that I have a sugar problem
Yes.
and a carb problem.
Yes,
and
but
a
I'm going to
dairy
tell you why when
problem.
you're all done.
I like
You're
them all.
creating that, but we'll talk about that.
Well, I am,
okay.
but it's so good.
Now, and that's true. Sugar is good. That's why it's probably the number one ingredient in everything. The marketers know what they're doing. They are definitely putting the right stuff in. So you mentioned you feel like it's hereditary. Do you have children?
I do.
How old
The
are
girls,
they? Two girls.
They're 19, 21.
19 and 21. Have they felt like they have cellulite?
You can.
Do you guys sit around the pool and go, let me see yours?
Well, we don't like
I'll show you mine.
it, but you can tell.
Okay, so I knew I was going to do this show about cellulite, and I was at a pool at a pretty nice resort, and I was thinking about this subject, and I was looking around, and man, everybody's got it, guys and girls. So I think women will put too much energy into it because everybody's got it. Like, there was probably one person in there, if I really looked, I could find a dimple, I'm sure, but it's just what it is. So we're going to talk about that. How much water do you drink?
Not enough because I also have a coffee problem, iced coffee. But
What do you
no
put in your
sugar,
iced coffee?
just cream.
Okay, cream has sugar. What kind of cream do you use?
Well, just half and half.
Okay, there's sugar in there.
Well, I know, but it's not like added sugar.
I think you're telling yourself a story to make it better. It's like if I do
telling
heroin, I'm
myself
getting
a
high
story.
really quick, then it'll come down. It's just a little
And then
bit.
I need more coffee. I know. Now I
Yes,
start out, I
that's-
carry this with me everywhere, but then I'm like, I need more coffee.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I'm going to go make more coffee. So I probably have.
How many cups of coffee do you have a day?
Well, the big thing like this is probably, 16,
It's about 20 ounces, yeah.
ounces? Yeah. So 60 ounces
Of coffee a day. All right, this is
Caffeine's
good.
good for your metabolism, right?
That's what they say, but there's a side effects of all that sugar you're pumping through yourself. You're going to get adrenal failure. All right, so
Great. This sounds fun.
okay, so this is good. So this is we don't do judgment. We just figure out what the situation is. So here's the truth. Everyone has a little cellulite. Cellulite looks different on different people based on how much muscle mass they have, how much body fat they have. So one thing you can do to start working on yours is you got to get rid of some of that sugar in your diet, which is creating fat, which is you have this vicious sugar cycle. So you craving the peanut butter sandwich at night or the half a sandwich, the open face cut in half, and what you're doing is justifying a lot of things you're doing, And you probably, like most people, are addicted to sugar because most people are. It's in everything, so you have to work to avoid it. I love the overnight oats because that's like a slow digesting carbohydrate. That's a great breakfast. I noticed there's not a lot of fat in your diet. You're avoiding fat, but you're eating a ton of sugar. And the cool thing about fat is it keeps you satisfied. So if you eat a diet that's like, people think I'm eating clean, I'm eating a salad and chicken, but where's the fat at in that? Because your body will just blow through that, and then you'll be hungry again, and then you're drinking your coffee, which has sugar, so you're going to be hungry again. Even if you're waiting to eat later, your body's going to be craving all that, and so you'll end up eating more.
Yeah, I do find that. Like if I go to the gym and I wind up doing a bunch of errands so I don't get home till later, ravenous, and I will literally grab the first thing that's available. And a lot of times it is just something that's in the cabinet that's
Well, here's the thing. Your brain
not good.
needs energy. So it's not thinking that you want to lose weight. It doesn't. Your brain doesn't care that you want to look good at the pool. It's just thinking, I need fuel. And the simplest fuel for the brain is going to be sugar. So that's why it says, grab that Reese's bar, or grab that peanut butter sandwich with chocolate chips in it. That's good. I've never heard that before. That's a good one. At least you're honest. People are like, oh, I eat a great dinner at night. You're like,
No.
really? Okay. So I will definitely tell you need to add some good fats into your diet. Now, you said you do cardio. You walk. How often do you walk?
I walk 2 miles in the morning, and right now 2 miles in the evening, but I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to do that because it is 100 and stupid out.
I like your slang, 100 and stupid. That's welcome to Arizona.
Yeah, so I get up, 5 o'clock to try and do it in the morning.
And you work out 3 times a week with weights?
2 to 3.
2 to 3, yeah. I'm going to say you're doing a lot of cardio, and looking at you, you don't need to do that much cardio, because you're burning up muscle. And you're not refueling yourself properly. Do you know how much calories you need to eat to sustain yourself?
No.
Which most people don't. That's fair. No, that's fair. I mean, you have to start somewhere. So the fact that your exercise is good because it's easy to work with someone like you because you're already halfway there. It's just making a few changes. Too much cardio and not enough nutrition is going to burn up muscle, and you need muscle to burn calories. So what your body will do is save its favorite source of energy, which is fat. So if you're just constantly giving yourself sugar, your body's holding on to fat, it thinks it's starving. Like, we're still like the cavemen of many years ago where they ate and then they had to go a long time before they killed something and then they ate again. So the body got really good at saving fat. Now, in those days, everybody was walking around, beating each other up and building things, so they were active. But now we're in the age of technology where we sit on our butts all day. So the calories that we consume generally more than we need, so we gain weight. And depending on your genetics, you're going to gain more body fat. Typically, women gain body fat in the back of their arms, their thighs, their hips. Now, fat has hormones, and now there's a purpose for that because you guys are bearing children before women got liberated. I'm an independent woman. Well, back in the days, you were a baby maker. I hate to say that. Spoiler alert.
You're just saying. A dirty look.
That's because Laura's, you birthed a child. You needed hormones to that child to grow and develop into a young man. So anyway, women don't want to hear that, but I'm just doing historical facts.
Okay, all right.
Because we were supposed to go out and try to kill T-Rexes and stuff like that. So we didn't have time to, we weren't patient. We had to kill stuff. You guys were the nurturers. You have more patience than us. That's the real world, how it used to be. Now it's different now. I know you guys are on Twitter and fans-only pages and all this other stuff. So it's different. So I think you just need to redirect your energy in some other directions. Now, when you lift weights, do you lift heavy weights or do you do a lot of reps? What do you do?
I don't know. You tell me if it's heavy. So I do arms with about 15 pounds, and I try and do 3 sets of 15.
So that wouldn't be heavy if you could do it 15 times, 3 times.
Yeah, I don't go to failure because no one's really there.
Well, if you're holding the dumbbells, you can just let them go.
I guess. But
you look cool if you drop them and grunt.
Yeah,
that's like the gym thing.
Yeah, drop it on my toe or something like that.
Well, don't do that.
So, I don't know, probably moderate. Also, like, my joints hurt a lot. I feel like a lot of times I could do a heavier weight, but like my joints won't take it. My wrists hurt.
You know why your joints hurt?
Because I eat a bunch of junk food.
You eat a bunch of sugar. Yep. You need some good fats in your body. What kind of fat do you like? People think of fat, they think of a bucket of lard, but there's fats are in nuts and seeds, fish oil, salmon, different things that you can get fat.
Salmon, egg yolk, I mean, I try and buy the Greek yogurt that's 5%. I mean, that's the hard thing. Everything nowadays is like low fat. The cream that I actually put in my coffee is extra heavy whipping cream.
Okay.
You know, the more fat, the better. I love it. I love whipped cream. I love cheese. Avocado, which I know is a good fat, and my peanut butter is not good peanut
Now,
butter.
when you buy peanut butter, is it like Skippy?
Yes,
Let's
that's
see.
the best.
Okay, when you go home, this is what I want you to do. I want you to look at the back of it and see how much sugar is in it.
No, I don't want
You don't want to ruin your fantasy. Yeah, because traditional peanut butters that are made have sugar in it. If you like peanut butter, you can go to the store and you can grind it yourself. It's probably going to be an adjustment because it's not as tasty, but it's better for you. Or almonds or other nut butters that are better. Cashews, stuff like that. So just some general stuff. We just got to make some adjustments here. Now, I'd like you to give the recipe to your half peanut butter sandwich with chocolate chips. Because I think that's cool. Tell me about that.
No, it's just a slice.
Because somebody might be listening and go, I'd really like to try that.
What? You just spread some peanut butter on half a sandwich. Well, no, I actually put on all of it. Because I really like the peanut butter. Sometimes it's like too much. You know how it gets stuck in your throat?
Okay.
No, you don't eat it. That's why.
I used to eat peanut butter sandwiches, but they would get sticky. Like you put jelly, and then it's hard to chew through it because the peanut butter is sticky.
So then you put the chocolate chunks, actually, not chocolate chips, the chocolate chunks.
Okay.
Then you fold it in half, so it's not goopy. And, you squish it, but sometimes the peanut butter comes out the sides. So you have to lick the sides to get the peanut butter off.
Wow, this show is
before
really
you can
getting sexual. This is going crazy.
You asked.
I have never had that experience with peanut butter.
Well, you have to go home and try it.
Yeah, I'll do that off
How many
camera.
people are going to go make a peanut butter chocolate chunk sandwich
this is good
now?
because people are going to go home and try that. Like,
Yes.
my peanut butter doesn't drip off the
Well,
side.
I like to say, it's a healthier Reese's peanut butter cup.
I will tell you, your dating stock just went up. All you got to do is tell that peanut butter story on your next date. You will be a hot item, I'm telling you.
Don't ask me how I eat a Snickers then.
Yes, since you brought it up, you
I
said
eat
it on
the
air.
chocolate off
The mic is
first.
live, just so you know.
I eat the chocolate off first and then the insides.
I'm sorry, Brian. You're thinking career change immediately. Oh, my God. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and then I'm going to come back and kind of do a little science, and we'll see if we can help out Laura switch this around.
Fit Over 40 with Coach Clarence will be back right after this. Women all over come to Savvy to style their lives. From the way they look and how they feel, to the way they serve and empower others, to how they design their day. They do it all with Savvy, and you can too. We empower the artist in everyone. We believe you are the designer of your life, the author of your reality, the creator of your world. And we provide you with a way to style a life you truly desire. One of beauty, passion, community, and impact. So whether you shop our store and experience our style, or join our community of savvypreneurs who are on a mission to bring together and empower people around the globe, we welcome you. Now get your style on. Offering 3 types of style: fit, luxe, and everyday. Savvy, we empower you to style your world. The way you look, the way you work, the life you create for you and your family, and the people you create it with. Go to savvy.com/Coach CEE. That's SAVVI.com/Coach CEE. And when you check out, use the code Coach CEE. Sunwarrior.com plant-based proteins and superfood supplements. Raise your vibe, your light, energy, and love. Sun Warrior believes the answers for optimal health are found in nature. Our clean, burning sources of plant-based proteins provide essential BCAAs, branched-chain amino acids for muscle growth, pre-tension, and energy. Get the benefits from plant proteins that taste amazing and are 100% vegan. No added sugar, gluten-free, and mixed easily. For nutrition on the go in a shaker and a protein boost to your favorite smoothies, use the code for a discount, Coach Clarence. Go to sunwarrior.com, discount code Coach Clarence. And now back to Fit Over 40. Here's your host, Coach Clarence.
All right, we are back with Laura Toussaint. Am I saying that right?
Yes.
Toussaint. It sounds very Frenchy, very sexy, and the way she eats Snickers is obviously very sexy. And how old are you?
55.
55. So you are 4 years older than me. Here's what I'm going to tell you first before we talk about the science of cellulite. I don't know any man on the planet who's worried about what your cellulite looks like. Pretty much if he's made it to your bedroom, that's the last thing on his mind. I only say this because women all over the world are stressing out about cellulite, and we don't give a shit. Let's just be honest. Okay. You guys worry about that. I've had women getting undressed. My story. Oh my God, look at this. Look, and I'm like, who cares? Like, we're here already. Like, I've made a decision. I'm committed to this process at this point. Like, it's more in your head, I think. And I know women are very hard on themselves, but I've seen men in the gym. Everyone has a little bit of cellulite. It's just a pocket of fat that gets under the connective tissue. And some people have it worse, but it's really creams and pressing stuff and taking pills and all that stuff is not going to do nothing. You got to lose your body fat. You got to eat good. And as you get older, you really have to do more things that are going to be affecting your hormones. So, when you're in your 20s and 30s, you can eat a certain way and your body doesn't change. When you get older, you're lacking sugar and an unbalanced diet is going to affect you differently than when you were younger. You ever heard someone say, oh, my God, when I turn 35, I just start putting it on or whatever,
Yes. Well, I experienced that myself. So.
Yeah. And you're thin. You're not, overweight. I deal with women who are over fat. I don't like to say weight because weight is relative, but over fat. And a lot of times diet is just about being in balance. If you're out of balance, one way or another, it's going to affect you. And it sounds like from just your daily routine, you're out of balance, Mm-hmm. How much of this eating is directed by stress?
Oh.
So let me give you a scenario. So let's say you're in PR, so you met a messy client. Like let's say you interviewed Laura, you had to go work with Laura here, and you know how high maintenance she is. So you were stressed out about the day, and what would you go home and eat? Because we do comfort food to make us feel better.
I do notice that. Like when I'm stressed, I definitely sugar. Back in the day, I used to drink a 6-pack of Coke, and when I was really stressed,
did you put anything in it?
Maybe then I would have drank less, and I probably only would have needed 2. But no, I would drink a 6-pack of Coke, and that would really be it, which is very bad. I mean, what is that? 1,800 calories a day
of straight
crap.
Sugar?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't drink that anymore. But
do you drink wine or?
No,
vodka?
I'm not a wine fan. I'm a shot girl.
What kind of shots do you do?
Vodka.
You should be definitely dating. You're drinking.
No,
fellas, you hear this? She drinks shots of vodka. Come on.
Well,
we're going to post your picture.
Yeah.
You're going to be on fire on the internet just a little bit.
I just don't want to put anything in it because, the sugar, because I know it's
well,
alcohol.
Here's the thing. Alcohol is 7 calories per gram. It is sugar. Your body uses it as sugar.
It converts to sugar. So
because people always say, I'm not adding mixture.
Yeah, it's still sugar. I know.
Yeah.
But it's so good for me. It's medicinal.
Well, I'm not qualified to get into those kind of topics, in case any regulators are listening. I can give you scenarios, but so really it comes down to is balancing out your diet. You need more healthy fats in your diet. We've been conditioned to be afraid of fat, but we're eating more sugar.
Yes.
Fruits and vegetables have fiber. You need some fiber in your life. People who eat a low fiber diet tend to have more cellulite. You don't appear to smoke. Do you smoke?
I do not.
Okay. People who smoke have more cellulite. People who sit on their butts all day tend to have more cellulite. And just the facts, if you're not working out, you're going to have cellulite. Mm-hmm. If you're not training, you're not working out. And you don't have to be some freak, just 2 or 3 times a week. You got to move. You got to move around. And again, the reason I brought up the caveman to walking around, we used to be a farm people. We tilled the land. We worked. We carried stuff. We moved around. Then it became more technological. And we started sitting down. But the body is still the same,
yes.
And so people tend to add weight differently. So now we just have to move. But you're not, I always, like when she told me you were coming on, of course I stalked you on Facebook. I'm like, I mean, you probably have like a few dimples, whatever.
No, it's more than that.
Okay.
We call them our ruffles in our family. Our ruffles.
The names are horrible. I agree, women. The names are horrible.
That's what they look like.
They're
like
ruffles.
So
let's role play here. So you're sitting at the pool, you're with family members, and you go, man, my ruffles are out of control. What do you say?
Well, my mom usually says it. My mom's like, look at and you got them just like I do, our ruffles. I'm like, thanks, Mom. Yes, exactly.
Thanks, Mom. I've been trying to escape you since I was 18.
Yeah, thanks, Mom. So I just really, like you say, try and not think about it and just remember that no one sees you the way you see you. I mean, we tend to focus on our worst areas. We know what they are.
We're our worst critics a lot of times.
For heaven's sakes, don't point them out to people like I just did. Now everyone's going to be looking at my thighs and butt.
They're going to be like looking at their ruffles now. You know.
The ruffles.
Yeah. Well, you know, there's a lot of terms that have some negative connotations like cottage cheese. And,
yes.
You know. And that's, you know, people try to come up with terms because that's what it looks like, you know. Because it's like, you know, it just squirrels up together. That's what it looks like. But ideally, no one gives a shit. I mean, if you've been to any beach, just look around. You're more in your head than anybody else. Most people are like having a drink. They're enjoying the beach, the sun, or the pool. No one cares. I think women, because one of the things we're going to do on this show is just dating things, like how men view things. It would just take so much drama out of this. A guy likes you, he likes you. Mm-hmm. He's already made that decision. Now, obviously, if you got something weird, like maybe 3 boobs, that might be something that you got to adjust with, like, or a penis. Hey, well, that's different. I wasn't expecting that. You got to make an adjustment. But just normal men don't care. We don't. We just don't, Now, obviously, if you're subconscious or you're doing something where you're showing your body off, you're subjecting yourself to criticism. If you're saying, oh, I'm really fit or I'm this or that, people are looking at you. They're saying, when I used to model, I will tell you, those people in the modeling industry are the worst.
Oh, yeah.
They'll walk up to you with magic markers and mark parts of your body and tell you need to get rid of this. Or, we were under contract. We couldn't gain 5 or 10 pounds either way. And it was rough, so I think a lot of times the media will beat women up and they show you unrealistic images of people that you can never fit, and body fat, where it lands on you, is genetics. There are some women who get what they call saddlebags. That's just genetics. That's like, so instead of worrying about creams, let's just lower your body fat. The best thing you can do. And as you get older, it's more of a complicated process, but it's not impossible. You just have to be committed to the cycle, or you just have to say, I'm who I am. This is what I got, and I don't care. And then once you get that mindset, the rest of it becomes irrelevant.
I'm keeping my peanut butter and chocolate chips.
I didn't say you had to get rid of them. I just thought it was an interesting concept. I'm like, you should be talking about that dating.
So what about just adding, like, if I add the healthier fats, can I still eat my naughty treats? Or no, I need to get rid of my naughty treats.
You don't follow me, but if you've been in my group, I add chocolate chips. You see me add chocolate chips. Chocolate chips aren't the problem, especially if you get ones that aren't loaded with sugar. Chocolate is actually a health food.
Yes.
So all I said to you was switch your peanut butter out. Your palate gets trained to like things. So you got to retrain the way your palate tastes food. And right now it's loaded with sugar. So if you take a kid who ate fruits and veggies all their life, and then you take a kid who ate Kool-Aid, like we grew up in the Kool-Aid generation. We wouldn't ever think of how many times we would pour 2 buckets of sugar in, and you get used to that. So you have to retrain yourself to eat things that aren't loaded with sugar. Like there are vegetables that are really sweet, fruits that are really sweet, so you can kind of wean yourself off. But it's a process. You're not going to do it overnight. But you can have your peanut butter. There's nothing wrong with peanut butter.
Just my peanut
the way you do it. Now listen, I'm going to tell you, for a hot date, when you get that date, bring out the peanut butter. Let me tell you, it's going to go over very well for you. The Snickers, just go, remember me on Coach Clarence? Yes. You will be a hit. Trust me.
Oh, my gosh.
You will be good. Trust me. Because we have to have fun. And food can be a great aphrodisiac. Hopefully, Wendy's going to come on and talk about that. So what other questions do you have about that?
Well, I think that's the main thing. Sugar, it's just very addictive, and it is.
Do you eat any beans at all?
Not really. Maybe.
What kind of, like?
When I do black beans.
Good.
And I do try and do blueberries and raspberries.
Perfect.
I know they're high in fiber and they're easy.
Right. And they have so many micronutrients in them.
Heavy whipping cream. And
when do you use the whipping cream? Because a lot of women do that. Trust me.
I just pour it on there, berries and cream.
So you do berries. So you take something that's really like super healthy,
and I drown it in fat. Yeah. Well, no, not whipped cream. It's just heavy whipping cream. extra heavy.
Well,
whipping cream.
actually, whipping cream does have fat in it.
Yes.
So a lot of times some recipes will call for that to balance out. And that's a good way actually to break yourself off, And the funny thing is whipped cream is loaded with protein, Yeah. It has very little carbs if you look at it. But the problem is just all the extra stuff you add to it. You say, oh, throw on some syrup and some.
No, I'm pretty good at that. I really feel like the heavy whipping cream is enough for me if it's with berries because they're already sweet.
Yeah, exactly. So you can find fruits that are sweeter and to help you with your sugar thing. Yeah. I wouldn't walk 2 times a day. That's too much based on just looking at your body type.
All right.
You're burning up muscle. I'd rather you kill it in the gym.
Okay.
Lift some heavy weights. If you're doing 15 reps, that's a little much.
Okay.
Yeah, you need
heavier
weights.
So what do you think, like 8?
Oh, 6 to 8, maybe 8 to 12 in that range. Yeah, lift some heavy weights. Push it.
I'll try
what you can do is make it cardio by doing an exercise and going to another exercise and another.
Well, I do try and do the supersets. Like I'll do biceps and triceps, but then I need a break because I yawn a lot when I'm exercising.
That's because you're gassing yourself on caffeine. Your body's tired.
I don't know if it's that or I just feel like I can't breathe when I really, get going. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I do try and do like a superset. So it is a little bit cardio, but cardio in and of itself, like to get on a treadmill or a bike.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Cardio is really just your heart beating, which is doing right now. We're all doing cardio right now. Okay. If you're not, then you're a ghost or a vampire.
Well, this kind of cardio is okay then.
Yeah, breathing.
I can sit here and let it.
Yes, anytime your heart's beating, your lungs are moving, that's cardio. But in the gym, you could, if you hate traditional cardio, you can do things like push the sled, kettlebell swings. You could jump, you could run in between things. Like in our boot camp, what we do is we have people do a weight exercise, another weight exercise, and then they'll do something that's cardio. Mm-hmm. And like pushing the sled, or maybe they're picking up kettlebells or doing wall balls or something. So they're moving. So we like that for people who hate cardio because it takes a lot to walk on a treadmill. I do it, but it's boring as shit.
God, yeah.
But I just like it because the results are good. So.
Unless I have one of those where I can pretend I'm walking on the beach and
they have programs on the computer on your treadmill. You can literally put in walking on the beach and it'll show like a little avatar of you walking, and you can zone out. They do. If you like,
I don't have that.
Pay $150 a month for that place. They got to pay for all that technology. Yeah. So if you really want to control it, it's really just getting your body fat under control. But height and weight, how active you are, determines your macros. Do you know what macros mean?
Fats, carbs, proteins.
Yes.
Woo!
So right now you're doing protein and carbs.
Carbs, yeah.
Emphasis on carbs. So cool. A lot of people don't know what macros are. Macros is a acronym for macronutrients. You have macronutrients and micronutrients. Micronutrients are your vitamins, minerals, stuff like that. And macronutrients are your fats, proteins, and carbs. So when you hear people say, do you know what your macros are? They're asking, do you know what your numbers are in each of those groups to get to your body fat goal? If it's to lose weight, if it's to maintain your weight, or it's to gain weight. So if someone wants to lose weight, I need to know how tall you are, how much you weigh, how active you are. And everyone overestimates how active they are. Trust me. So I try to get realistic with that, because if you overestimate how active you are, you can be eating too much, which is the same as not eating enough. So macros are very important. So that's kind of a quick definition of what macros are. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and I'm going to finish up with taking out the trash.
Fit Over 40 with Coach Clarence will be back right after this. Vibrant, aromatic, and silky smooth, Vito Vodka is Vito's vision come to life. Premium wine grapes harvested the peak of perfection are distilled in small batches to yield a tantalizing sensory experience. Goose Ridge Estate Vineyard is one of Washington State's premier vineyards, producing some of the finest grapes in the United States. The grapes are distilled to make Vito Vodka and come from this remarkable 2,200-acre estate vineyard located on a gently sloped site near the Red Mountain AVA. And now back to Fit Over 40. Here's your host, Coach Clarence.
All right, guys, I don't make this stuff up. I just report it. Apparently, we're going to fly a rocket up to the moon, and a couple of really buff friends of mine are going to go up, and we're going to push really hard on the moon to change the orbit. And the scary part is, folks, I don't do politics. Republicans and Democrats both do dumb stuff. But apparently, this guy is making laws, and he wants to change the moon's orbit. So if you're a dumbass, we're going to take you out with the trash.
understand from what's been testified to the Forest Service and the BLM, you want very much to work on the issue of climate change. I was informed by the immediate past director of NASA that they have found that the moon's orbit is changing slightly, and so is the Earth's orbit around the sun. We know there's been significant solar flare activity. And so is there anything that the National Forest Service or BLM can do to change the course of the moon's orbit or the Earth's orbit around the sun? Obviously, that would have profound effects on our climate.
I would have to follow up with you on that one, Mr. Gomert.
All right, guys, thank you again for listening. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, Coach Clarence TV. Make sure you check out the show, Fit Over 40 with Coach Clarence. Make sure you tune in every week as we bring you new and exciting content. And I want to thank my guest, Laura Toussaint. And she's going to be at a Snickers counter near you. And fellas, she's single and she's very good looking, so check her out. All right, we'll see you guys next week.
Thanks for listening to Fit Over 40 with Coach Clarence. Clarence Ferguson is a seasoned loan officer, fitness expert, personal chef, and entrepreneur who leads a revolution of men and women like you who want to live their best life going into middle age. Join us next time for more inspiring dialogue, challenging topics, and industry leaders offering tips and how-tos to improve your life at fitover40withcoachclarence.com or wherever you get your podcasts.